Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Maloney here for Sacktown Slam, and this is your post No Mercy results for this show. Now, I don't know about you, but I was a little disappointed with this show. They had so many great matches that just didn't really amount to anything, and it upset me. What about you?
It's upsetting that you have the talent that you have and the potential that you have, and you really don't do nothing with it. You have the same washed up, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat matches, and it's the same winner almost every single time. So it's kind of bad for business. I mean, I was hoping for better results out of a few of these matches, in my opinion.
Yeah, so was and while you and I had some problems with different matches, we all really had the same problem. It's the same rinse and repeat and let people hold titles for forever, which is horse shit considering the matches that you had tonight. Why don't you bring up the card? So, and in my personal opinion, so many of these matches, I mean, to have only one title, which is, in my opinion, is meaningless as fuck right now, to switch, whereas you just didn't have enough titles switch. I mean, it was a bit ridiculous. I mean, so many of these matches would have been so much more enjoyable if there was a title switch. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I'm trying to get up your matches real quick here. Let's see.
Well, while you're doing that, I do remember the first match, which was Elias versus Apollo Crews. Now, you and I predicted different things here, which is I predicted Elias and wanted Elias to win, and you predicted Apollo Crews and wanted Apollo Crews to win. In all fairness, Apollo Crews does deserve more credit than he's given. But this string of wins that Elias is on, tell me that is not, IC title level of heel. I mean, he gets the good type of heat, not the Roman Reigns type of heat. And, you gotta love those promos in the ring.
Yeah, I got the matches here, but, it's Elias is a heel. I don't want to necessarily see a heel versus heel. See, and my thing is we'll get to the Intercontinental Championship when we get to it, but I'm just saying, why would you set up a heel to win when we could have a face a heel and hopefully win?
Well, I don't think that Apollo Crews is a heel.
No, Apollo Crews isn't the heel. Elias is the heel.
But, yeah, I honestly, though, there were some things that were said during the pay-per-view that, led me to believe certain things that were going to happen tomorrow night. But the tooth of it, which we'll get to in a minute, is that I think that this match is... this match was okay. It didn't go for too terribly long. I want to say about 5 minutes.
CBS Sports, they have this with the matches in the card, and they gave each match a grade. And ironically, this match, the first on card, like not on card, the kickoff, they gave it a C.
I could see a C. I mean, I don't necessarily think it was the best match.
Honestly, I wouldn't say it's the best match.
But it was passable. So it's two green-ass guys going in the ring that, Apollo Crews, he did a great in-ring job. But in terms of promo work, he needs work. And in terms, because Elias has got the promo thing down like that. But, yeah, I mean, especially with the guitar solos. But you got to understand that, and Elias's finisher is great. Elias's in-ring work is great. I mean, it's time for him to step up, personally. I mean, Apollo Crews needs work on his mic work, very much so. Would you agree?
Yeah, but my thing is, why would you have heel after heel after heel after heel winning something when it should be heel, maybe a face every now and then? Maybe. A good face, someone that can't talk. And I agree. Maybe it's because Apollo Crews can't talk on the mic. He has that whole Roman Reigns thing, can't cut a promo. And unfortunately, that's probably what's setting him back.
Anyway, the next match
was the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz versus Jason Jordan.
And I think that we have the same problem with this match. And the problem with this match, and I think the problem with this match in general, which we predicted, was the Miztourage. And they got involved during the match, and they created problems during the match for Jason Jordan. And you noticed his wife wasn't there.
His wife isn't there. His wife's pregnant.
Well, I know that, but
that's why she wasn't there.
So it looks like that is a thing. It's not just a plot line,
right?
So my guess is that I don't know what's going on with the Miz, but there was a promo cut later on backstage with Kurt Angle. Was that he said that he would be that he said yes to the Miz being on Miz TV, but he also said he would be there during Raw.
He was starting a show.
That he was starting the show on Raw, but he didn't said it was Miz TV.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could be that he may give his son a rematch based on the fact that Miz basically cheated to win this title. And, I mean, do you agree?
Yeah. So, Bo Dallas got interfered, went in the ring to like he was going to attack. Jordan attacked Bo, then went to go attack Curtis and got punched in the head while the Miz was distracting the ref, and then he hit the Skull Crusher finale 1, 2, 3.
Now, Jason Jordan did, explode here in this match with, you want to talk about Suplex City. This dude is doing suplex into suplex in this match to the Miz. It was like a Northern Light suplex into Northern Light suplex. It's like, holy shit. I mean, this guy is definitely going to be a thing, and his mic skills are kind of right now.
But he's rookie, so give him time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That'll change.
Yeah, and he's being given the ball at this point and being allowed to run with it. So I think come the end of fall, he will have the Intercontinental title. I feel like they're taking their time with it because they want a fine wine like a face Dolph Ziggler, maybe. But I feel like Miz, get that title off of Miz.
It's funny because CBS, again, because that's where we're getting our resources for the results and whatnot. They gave it a B- this match.
No, I would have given it a C-, if not a D, because that match should not have ended the way it ended. Number one. Number two, why does The Miz need the Intercontinental title at this point?
Because he's The Miz and I'm a good bad guy and I could talk on a mic and I get to rinse and repeat and say everything I've already said a million times before.
Exactly my point. What is with WWE in this rinse and repeat? You know?
He's no Chris Jericho or WWE. Let it go.
Exactly.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let
Seriously.
it go.
Seriously, if we don't let it go, I'm going to punch you. I'm going to come up to Mr. McMahon and be like, okay, Mr. McMahon, you're going to not do anything and I'm going to attack a McMahon if it, makes me upset. And then I'm going to headbutt him. And that's what's going to happen. And then I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to fight Shane McMahon. He's a little bitch anyway, so I'm joking.
Fuck the Revival. Now, yeah, I mean, the fact that CBS Sports or whoever would think that this was a great match, right? I'm sorry, but for anyone that says that this was a good match, obviously, number one, this match made Jason Jordan look good, and it made The Miz look like shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that's why Miz deserved to win, and Jason Jordan deserved to win, and Miz deserved to lose.
And then and as you saw while he was talking on the mic, that my dad, they crowd, and he accepts the whole "you suck." Well, Miz, you just suck, and then walked away. It's a thing. Miz just sucks. He every time in the last, I don't know how many freaking times he has won. He's had either the Miz Taraz or the fucking stupid Maurice get involved where he has won and retained the title. It's annoying and people are getting fed up with it. I'm just saying.
Anyway, next match.
Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
Called this match, by the way.
So did I. And Finn Balor won, obviously. And again, why are you fighting? I hope that is the end of this and that Bray Wyatt finds some sort of purpose. Because this is not purpose. This is throwing two guys together because they're very similar. And there's no point in having two guys like this fight each other if they don't have anything to fight for.
Well, you might find some purpose if they do the fall shakeup soon and they put him back on SmackDown, where in my opinion he was doing stuff and he belongs.
Yeah, well, whatever this fall shakeup is ever actually gonna happen, which I don't think it will, because if they were gonna do a shakeup, they'd have done it already.
My response is boo.
You
can't just sit there and have people and get jobbed out because you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do with them.
And that's exactly what's happening.
You're wasting talent like Bray Wyatt. Are you freaking kidding me? He's talented.
He's very talented. And I'm not going to deny that Bray Wyatt, going from the beginning of this match, Bray Wyatt sitting there, he's beating up freaking Finn Balor.
Before the bell even rings.
Yeah, and he, messed up his ribs or something like that, and he's like, go ahead, run away, you're just a coward, nya, 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 nya. I don't remember exactly what his words were, but it was, basically, he was calling him a coward, and he was calling him out, and Finn Balor, wasn't about to let Bray Wyatt talk smack and get away with it, so he ran into the ring. He had one moment during the match where he was like, WTF, when Bray Wyatt got on his fours and started looking at him. That seems to be like the creepy crawler position that everyone freaks out over. Woo, spooky.
Yeah, see, Finn went from what the heck, freaked out to, oh, my demon now. I'm not scared of you. Bleh.
fuck the Revival. No.
And he attacked him. I'm like, oh, okay, nothing new. Okay, rinse and repeat. Good job.
Well, he like literally coup de grace his freaking neck.
Which I initially thought was going to be the match.
Yeah, he freaking coup de grace him in the freaking neck, you know. Guy almost looked like he had a broken freaking neck. It would, given the impact of the coup de grace on his neck. I mean, double stomping a guy's neck. I mean, really? It's like, that looks like an owie to me, but that's very ballsy on Bray Wyatt's part. But yeah, I mean, you have jobbed out Bray Wyatt for the last 3 pay-per-views now.
Yeah.
And what's the point?
Maybe maybe Kurt will pull a Mick Foley and be like, okay, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, you're a team. You don't like each other anymore. You guys don't like each other, so you're a team. So we're going to force you to be a tag team like Cesaro and Sheamus, I guess. I don't know. It'd be funny if they did that, but I don't think it's going to happen.
The Creepy Crawler Club? I don't know.
Oh, God. CBS gave this one, CBS News, CBS Sports, gave this match a B.
How?
I don't know what the CBS thinks. I don't know what's going through their mind. We don't know that. We're just looking at what these people...
CBS is retarded. So
but, you know, that's that.
CBS done lost their minds if you giving this a B. They getting some money under the table from WWE, you know what I'm saying?
Probably, more than likely.
Next,
the Tag Team Championship. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro.
Did we not call this one?
We called this Too Sweet. We called this
Too Sweet. Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. Tag me in. Sheamus tag me in.
And that's the tooth of it. No.
Damn, dude. Poor Cesaro's teeth.
Man, this dude's teeth. There was a point, and the reason we're making all these teeth references is because there was a point in the match where Cesaro, he got lifted up and his head landed into the post of the ring. And he lost, it was 2 of his bottom teeth, right?
2 top front teeth.
Oh, his 2 top teeth?
Yeah, his front teeth. You know the song "All I Want for Christmas Is My Two Front Teeth"?
His 2 front teeth,
not completely like out, but like halfway broke. And on top of that, he got kicked in the mouth.
And his mouth was bleeding, violently bleeding. And he had to get out of the ring. And you could tell because of the camera images that he was getting security and stuff. Like,
he was mad.
Because
Cesaro was pissed. Stupid hiccups.
And this match, I mean, Cesaro tagged in when he could once the blood and stuff from his mouth stopped, like, coming out so badly. But for the most part, Sheamus was kind of on his own during this match.
For the most part, because of they're trying to stop his bleeding. They don't really want to get a lot of blood in the ring and all that stuff. So, you know, they had to do something.
I feel bad for Cesaro because there's going to be a lot of jokes tomorrow on Raw about this.
More than likely. They have to.
So
it's called Payback.
Oh, can you imagine the Hardys tomorrow on Raw?
Yeah, showing up and start. Well, Matt possibly because Jeff possibly is injured. So,
although Jeff was the one who had the
tooth, right.
Yeah, and that's the tooth of it. Man, I don't know. Jeff is injured, which for those that don't know, that I think that happened at a house show
here in Sacramento.
In Sacramento. So I don't have all the details right now on that one. I'm sure that on my next show I will have the details for you about that. But if should any details arise that I don't but from what I have seen, the YWC have more details than I have put out there. So, for Monday's show, I'll try to have an update on that. But as far as this match goes,
I got an A-.
Yeah, from CBS Sports. It was a good match.
It was a good match.
I enjoyed it. And
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with that. Maybe an A. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the better matches
of the night. Yeah.
So A-. That's kind of like an insult. That's kind of like a slap to their balls.
Balls, I know, right? Like
they were doing really good for the match.
For what happened, the match itself was actually very good.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, this was probably the best match of the night, to be fair, because of the botchamania in the freaking Lesnar-Strowman match, which we'll get to in a moment. And the women's match just felt so disorganized. And then fuck the cruiserweights. I am so done with the cruiserweights. Ugh. But anyway, this was by far the best match of the night. And just, what else is there to say about it? I mean, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins won, which was the right decision. I mean, Sheamus and Cesaro, another time, another day, more than likely at TLC. This will be a 6-man TLC. Yes, the bar
has been put down,
deleted.
No, that would have been funny. You have been deleted.
Yes.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, we don't have Matt or Jeff
right now.
In this freaking pay-per-view. Bunch of jackasses.
I know, right? But, it is what it is for now, but it does appear that the bar has been outclassed definitely by the Shield. So I feel I don't know if there's anything else I can really say about this match.
I don't think so.
So
besides, that's the tooth of it.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
Jeez.
His teeth were deleted.
Yeah.
You knew exactly where I was going with that one.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Next match was the Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Emma. That's who was in this match.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to give credit where credit is due. Emma most definitely wrestled a decent match. So, I was really making fun of, I'm the Women's Revolution. I'm the Women's Revolution. Well, she wasn't revolutionary, but I think that her ring work was much better than we've seen in times past.
Her ring work is better than Lana's.
Ugh. Yeah, it is much better than Lana's.
At least she don't do this whole little goofy little...
Yeah, dance, and
anymore,
then wear the freaking American Gladiators outfit. But anyway, the I'm the Women's Revolution did get in a few spot monkey addictions with her drop kick that dropped Nia Jax, and then her attacking Alexa, just slapping the taste out of Alexa Bliss's mouth. The end of it was Nia Jax got the pin.
No.
I mean, not Nia Jax, excuse me. Alexa Bliss got the pin. On Bayley. Which, that might be where they're headed. and then, up until TLC, because they had a promo for Asuka, and that Asuka will premiere at TLC. So just for everybody that doesn't know, 4 weeks. We got 4 weeks until Asuka comes and defines that division. That division.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is Fat Hardy, and I'm Brother Giro. And we will be the heat that is not the women's division right now. But, because they keep hot potatoing the title, but at least they kept it on Alexa Bliss despite 4 other women coming for that title. And boy, at the beginning of that match, man, Nia Jax, remember how she picked up 2 people? 2 people! And freaking Samoan dropped them? That was insane. And that spot was great. I mean, it does show the power that Nia Jax has. And it took 4 people to powerbomb Nia Jax. So they are starting to show the power of Nia Jax. I wish they would have shown this a few months ago. But, I mean, too little, too late. I mean, give her a title reign and let her take the ball and run with it, or stop acting like Nia Jax is this powerhouse. Because it's really kind of old, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. But they don't go boo. Oh. And they gave this match a B+.
No, I would have given this match also a C. I would have maybe a D. Just because you didn't change the title. Why have 5 women in the match if you're not going to change the title? I just feel like that is very, very... I'm a bit salty on that one. I mean, Nia should have won this title just hands down based on what she did in the ring and how dominant she was in the ring. I mean, Bayley was a non-factor. And it really felt that way. Sasha, for the most part, was a non-factor. She did, I believe, get the bank statement on Bayley one time, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, only once. But people got involved and
made sure it went away. But, I don't know if they're going to build on that or not. But it's just... a lot of things in this match happened that were for very short periods of time because it was the first woman to a submission or a pin. And they brought up the fact that there was no, disqualification, which is why the ropes didn't really come into a factor.
Exactly.
So, why Alexa Bliss? She's had the title for so long. I mean, and you're making Alexa Bliss boring is what you're doing. And it's the same thing with The Miz. Make something fresh.
But look, if you look at it, it's heel.
And
a heel. And a heel.
At least in 4 weeks, we're getting Asuka. And for... unless, Bucktooth McGee... and fucking Vince McMahon decide to screw over Asuka will probably take that title very quickly.
The only face, in my opinion, their face, that any freaking retain was tag team.
Yeah.
Everybody else is
a heel. Anyway, next.
It's Roman versus John Cena.
Oh boy, I'll let you start because I know you're salty on this one.
Look, okay, so if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be
take the mic, bro.
Look, if you're gonna be a twat waffle and let a guy like Roman beat John Cena, what you shouldn't have done, Roman with his terrible ass promo cuts can't cut a promo to save his life. A guy who's like, you're burying all the young talent. If he was going to bury you, he would have won. You stupid idiot. That's what I feel about this thing. He should just go take his ball, go in a little corner, and just hide. Go away. He doesn't even deserve to be mentioned in the name of John Cena and Roman Reigns. He should just go away. I don't even like John Cena, and I'm saying this, so just go away, Roman. Just stop whining and go away.
Just out of curiosity, what did CBS give that match?
CBS gave that a C+.
Ha!
C+. Actually, I will give them that this was probably the second better of the matches. First being the tag team, Roman versus John Cena being the better match, second better match out of every other match.
Okay, I will not give it the second best match.
Third being the women's.
I honestly think the second best match was probably Braun. Well, I don't know. I would say probably the women's match.
I don't think so.
I'd give the women. I don't like how it ended, but it was still a good match.
It was sloppy.
This, not really. Not in my opinion, but I mean, disagreements aside, I guess we can agree to disagree on that one. It was a little sloppy because you have women like I'm the Women's Revolution in there who wrestle maybe one match a month.
Exactly.
So
and then you get people, we're going to jump one person, Nia Jax, and then we're going to do this to this person and this, and then finally someone finally gets a pin. What they should have done was make it an elimination match.
Agreed.
Like they've done every other Fatal 5-Way women match.
You mean 6-pack challenge?
Or the 6-pack challenge, too.
Anyway, getting to Roman and Cena and my opinions on this. Number one, you know, people are going to talk about this like it's a passing of the torch. Yeah. No, this is not a pass. I mean, it is sort of a passing of the torch, but to be fair here, no one likes Roman Reigns. I don't like Roman Reigns. He don't like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns does not deserve the spot that Roman Reigns is in. Do you want to know why Roman Reigns is in the spot Roman Reigns is in? Because he's the cousin of The Rock. I'm going to be honest with you. Is Roman Reigns a good in-ring talent? Yes. Is Roman Reigns good on the mic? Fuck no. So I'm gonna be absolutely impartial here and say, did he deserve to beat John Cena, especially after everything Cena did to him? No, because he ain't AJ Styles. AJ Styles deserves that spot. Shinsuke Nakamura deserves that spot, despite his lack of promo skills. If you're going to give that second spot to somebody, it should be Nakamura or Styles, not the twat waffle.
But he buries young talent. What are you talking about? My name's Roman Reigns, and John Cena buries the young talent of WWE, even though Shinsuke Nakamura beat me and AJ Styles beat me, and now, what's this? Roman Reigns, you beat me. Ooh, stupid idiot.
Yeah. Roman Reigns is just a tard, and he needs to go away. Go away.
There's a saying, Roman Reigns needs to cry me a river, build me a bridge, and get the fuck over it. That's what he needs to do. Okay, because he's pissing me off. That's what he's doing. Just saying.
Okay, that was funny.
Just saying, he needs to. Go away. If Miz is going to talk crap to anybody, talk crap about Roman and all this other stuff and make him go away.
Hey, Roman, I'm the Women's Revolution.
Oh, my God. Oh, really?
There was some decent spots during this match. I don't like the way it ended. Obviously, I wanted Cena to win, but I mean, and I can't believe those words are actually coming out of my mouth. But I did want Cena to win this match.
Do you know why? Do you know why you want Cena to win? Because Roman sucks!
Min sucks. Roman sucks. Yes.
Fuck you, Roman.
Yes.
That's gonna happen.
Next, I mean,
Raw is gonna just let him have it.
Raw is I expect nothing less from Raw, especially since I don't know where they're gonna be at tomorrow.
I don't know either.
But yeah, they're gonna let him have it regardless. I mean, this is gonna be such a anger-filled Raw because fans did not get anything that they wanted for the most part. It just, I mean, Roman wrestled a good match, and I will give him that. But it should have been Cena that came out on top, especially after that AA off the top rope, after another AA, after an STF. I mean, 2 spears gets rid of John Cena? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I didn't see him do a drive-by. I didn't see. He did like what? 1 or 2 Superman punches.
I think it's 2. And the funny thing is, when he speared him, when he had him on the table and he speared him through the table.
Yeah, he did do that.
It looked like he did more damage to himself because he landed on his head wrong. And it looked like it hurt his neck. So I don't even know how Roman pulled out of that a win. Just saying.
Yeah, and he was very sloppy. And I'm glad you brought that up because that looked very sloppy. When Cena was like, because you can't do your job. Well, yeah, that's part of why he can't do his job, because he looks really sloppy.
John Cena lost because John Cena lost.
And John Cena lost because he's old.
He allowed Roman Reigns
He let Roman Reigns beat him, I have a feeling.
He's helping someone try to make better himself when he don't even freaking deserve it.
And then Cena raises his hand, and what does everyone do in the audience? Boo. They booed the fuck out of that, which is a clear-cut sign that Roman Reigns ain't the man. So, next.
The next match is my favorite. One of my favorite matches. How you doing? How you doing? Cruiserweight Championship. Enzo Amore versus Neville. How you doing?
We have polar opposite opinions of this match, so I'll let you go first.
So, being a guy that watches 205 Live, knowing only one match that he's ever had in 205, he won cleanly. Only one, Enzo. Every other match has been a dirty pin or,
a thumb
as
to
we
the eye.
saw tonight, a kick to the groin and then 1, 2, 3. So I mean,
how is he getting away with that with the ref looking right at it?
The ref wasn't looking at him. Enzo came in with the title, had the title. The ref kept yelling at him. If you hit him, the match is over, and he wins and he retains. So he hands the referee the Cruiserweight Championship. The referee walks away, turns his back for a second, and kick to the groin to Neville. That's what happened. 1, 2, 3. And then that pretty much ends it, period.
Okay. This is my problem with this. And there are 3 problems. Number 1, why let Enzo win when more than likely, A, you're going to give it back to Neville tomorrow. B, were you not trying to punish Enzo by sending him to 205 Live? So what is the point in giving him the Cruiserweight title if you're trying to punish him? And the other problem is this guy doesn't have any wrestling skill. He has none. And he did not earn anything. He won by using heel tactics against a heel. And that, to me, that doesn't make for entertaining wrestling. It doesn't tell any kind of a story. All it is, oh, I can kick you in the nuts while the ref's not looking. Ooh, that's really gonna impress me. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that is absolutely, positively, you're making this division a joke. I'm sorry, but it's time to bury Enzo and bring up a guy like Grand Metalik or Cedric Alexander or Jack Gallagher. Guys that have fucking talent.
Or Rich Swann or Tony Nese.
Or somebody with talent. Somebody. Because Enzo don't need it. He don't deserve it. He is just an embarrassment to the company. And I feel like if you're getting thrown off a bus of freaking tour buses and shit, why are you deserving of the title? Seriously. I mean, this just, it makes me feel embarrassed as a fan when I'm watching title matches and this guy's getting kicked in the nuts and wins the title. No. I feel like the match itself just did not hold. Like, I expected more out of Enzo in this match, and I didn't get it. And it just proves more and more to me that he was moved to 205 Live simply for merch sales because they don't want to fire him because his merchandise sales are high, which is the only reason he still has a job, by the way, in case people are wondering.
But that also helps 205.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
how the hell does that help 205?
Being over there because the ratings for Enzo is shitty. For 205 is shitty. Nobody's watching 205. And I could give you a good example. You don't watch 205.
No, I
don't. And that's my point. If you're going to want people to watch 205 and people are tired of just seeing Rich Swann being the entertaining factor, they're going to put a guy like Enzo over there to draw a crowd for 205. And it's a money-making thing. It's he's over here doing a little, how you doing? Everybody's doing the whole sauce with him. They're making money off of merchandise for it. Because 205 is garbage without anything entertaining.
Well, the thing is the big problem is take that title off Neville and you start putting it on other people and doing the 4-month title thing, which is about as long as anybody should have a damn title, in my opinion. That title becomes more relevant. And I feel like if you gave a chance to those Rick Swans and those Grand Metaliks and those Cedric Alexanders and those Tony Neses and all of those people in that division that have serious talent, and suddenly 205 Live doesn't become what it is. In fact, if you'd have done that with Austin Aries, he probably would still be there. So I don't understand. I mean, again, if I were to give this pay-per-view, well, never mind. I'll worry about that at the end. But this, to me, was a boo. This was a thumbs down. Obviously, you are an Enzo fan, so for you, it was probably a thumbs up.
I liked it. The match went the way exactly how I said it was going to happen.
That
Enzo
I will admit.
was not going to win cleanly. If you look up to all the matches leading up to how he even earned the title shot, he was going to fucking cheat his way to the title. Now, CBS gave this a C.
I'd have given it an F because the match didn't hold. The match wasn't even a match.
And it's funny because they had this match so late into the pay-per-view, and I wasn't expecting it to be as late as it was into the pay-per-view, but it was late. It was drawn.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Since when does a cruiserweight match go above the Intercontinental title. It just proves how shitty you're booking the Intercontinental title at this point.
Well, that's because Miz is shit, and that's what he deserves.
Yeah, and
it's nothing against the title. It's the shitty person that's holding it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a terrible booking on this pay-per-view as well, which that's another problem I had with this pay-per-view was the booking.
The funny thing, in my opinion, I could easily see Neville take the title off of The Miz, and the Neville run around with the Intercontinental Championship. But they're not going to do that because he's 205. He's 205 live, and he's a cruiserweight. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, which is dumb because he would probably make a way better heel Intercontinental Champion than he would be 205. Anyway, next match.
Next match is the last match. Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman.
Why don't you take the lead on this one?
It's funny. It started off as well as I thought it was going to. You try to run up on me, Brock, push. You try to do this, push, throw down. You get a suplex in, okay, get a choke slam in, and he's getting manhandled left, right, and how it ended is like, why would you even end it the way it ended? Like, it's stupid. They let him retain the title. What I don't know what they're thinking, but I was expecting and hoping because normally when a title comes out, it has the person's little spin thing on who's the champion, and Brock Lesnar's wasn't even on there. It was WWE red. So I assumed, seeing that, it was going to be Braun Strowman, but that's not even the freaking case.
One of my biggest problems with this match was basically the lack of skill with the referee. I mean, he had the Kimura lock on Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman was right there clinging onto the ropes, and the ref didn't break up the Kimura lock. I mean, what was going on there? I mean, you saw that, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, why would you even... Why? Okay, so even if you touch it and you're not holding onto it, you're supposed to
break the hold.
Whatever you're doing, you're supposed to stop. And it happened more than once. But he's Brock Lesnar. You don't break the 11th commandment, Brock. So
he's the beast, Brock. Don't piss off the beast. And you know, the upsetting part about a lot of Brock's matches lately is that they've been extremely short. And it's always one F5 and you're done. Oh no. It's an F5. I'm not allowed to get up from an F5, you know, like, really? This is Braun Strowman, who just manhandled your ass around the ring, threw Brock Lesnar around the ring, you know, I think he chokeslammed him at least once. And he, you know, just manhandled him throughout that match. Power slammed him. I want to say like 4 times.
Yeah. 4 times. And because of that whole Kimura lock, if he really locked it in like you're supposed to, Braun's hurting. I guarantee you that his arm is fucking hurting really bad. And so there's a couple times if you watch where Braun landed like certain throws, like the whole slam wrong, and he landed on his own arm that was in the Kimura lock, which delayed the whole 1-2-3 pin, which allowed him to go suplex, and all this other crap. CBS gave this match C+.
No, I didn't give
Now,
it.
what I don't get, your Universal Champion, who is Brock Lesnar, is fighting a guy like Braun Strowman and getting a C+, and the women's division and the tag team division are getting better grades, in their matches than you. Pathetic. It's your Universal Championship. Grow a pair.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that if the YWC is to be believed, this is Brock's last match for the year. So, yet again, I don't have enough of a pair to fucking defend my title until WrestleMania. Nya. So I'm going to hold it in purgatory for another 6 months. Fuck you. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of Brock Lesnar, and I don't want him in the WWE if he's going to fight 4 or 5 matches a year. You are a gutless coward, and, just fight. Defend your title or strip him of it, because I'm so sick of Brock Lesnar. I really am. I mean, if you are going to have a title that's the top of your company, it is time that you put it on a person who is going to defend it on a monthly basis. Otherwise, your pay-per-views don't mean shit. Your other titles don't mean shit. And you're making your company look like shit. Like, you wonder why people aren't going to your shows? You wonder why your ticket sales are down so badly? I'll give you one reason. Right? Don't piss off the beast. Right? I make as much money as Vince McMahon, and you can look it up. Right? I mean, it's ridiculous. This guy's making $1 million from WWE a year, and you can look that up.
It's funny because, if you're gonna give someone a title, might as well give it to Joe, or even if you give it to Braun, there's not a lot of people that are, unless a no disqualification or a last man standing match, maybe they'll beat Braun Strowman. Other than that, give it to Joe, give it to Roman, give it to Seth Rollins, give it to somebody who is going to freaking
Balor.
Actually defend the title. So I'm just saying that needs to happen.
Yeah, and
you can't give it to Balor. Now the reason why I say you can't give it to Balor is because he's a scrawny fuck. And if you wanted to see him get his ass kicked by other people, then sure, give it to Balor.
Well, true. I mean, when you have behemoths,
unfortunately.
When you have behemoths and more behemoths coming, like Lars Sullivan, but the bottom line is that I'm so tired of Brock Lesnar. He is such a twat waffle.
You need to put him.
And
you need to put him on.
Yes, and that's TNA telling me to pay my light bill. So, excuse me. But it's really very upsetting that Brock Lesnar is just being given these free rides with the title, and that why would you allow that?
I don't know. I personally wouldn't, but WWE wants to wonder why they're losing money on stuff, and they can't afford fireworks, and they want to pay Paul Heyman $1 million for being, this guy that thinks he can run and do whatever the fuck he wants, and you wonder why shit's going to hell. That's why.
Yeah, because you're sitting there and you're letting your company put a title on a guy like Brock Lesnar who doesn't deserve it. I mean, what was the highest rated match by CBS? I mean, which match?
That was the Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, and there you go. Because the Tag Team Championship was the only decent match on this pay-per-view. A pay-per-view that had a lineup of a lot of great matches.
Great matches. You want to see shit happen, you let shit change. Without change, your shit's going to hell.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I'm going to let Brock Lesnar win. I'm going to let The Miz win.
I'm going to let Roman Reigns win.
Because I'm just too much of a man to tell them, no, you're going to lose.
I don't want to let Roman Reigns lose. Roman Reigns is the future of the company. We're going to have Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at the next WrestleMania. Fuck that. Okay? I really do not want to see that as my WrestleMania main event. Because A, it's pointless. B, it's meaningless because we've already seen it. And C, no one likes Roman Reigns. Even less people like Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar just thinks he can walk around calling himself a champ and then never even
defending it. And it's sad because I used to like Brock. I mean, I am a Paul Heyman guy, and the guy's a genius when it comes to settling stuff and talking and helping people out. The guy is genius. He's not doing well with, he just don't break the 11th commandment and all that bullshit with Brock Lesnar right now. But everything, if you look at Paul Heyman's everything else before, it's phenomenal. ECW. Any other person that he's managed, he's been great. But he's in a funk right now, stuck with Brock Lesnar.
With the exception of Curtis Axel.
We don't mention that. That's not what we're supposed to mention. That wasn't on the script.
Yeah. Well, in the honest truth, though, I just feel like Brock Lesnar, he hasn't even fought on Raw in 11 years, I believe.
And the other big problem I have is, if it's the case, why his original reason of leaving the UFC is because of the diverticulitis. When he got part of his colon.
Diverticulitis.
Thank you, that word. When he got part of whatever taken out, and it was wearing and tearing on his body, because that's why he left the UFC, because he couldn't handle the whole have to be doing this for a workout, have to do this for a workout, have to keep in shape to do this and stuff. And that's why he even came back to the WWE, because it's less strenuous. It's less strenuous, so why aren't you defending your fucking title on a monthly basis when you're supposed to have a pay-per-view for Raw?
And why aren't you on Raw fighting matches like everybody else? You're not special.
You're not John Cena.
I don't even care if he's John Cena. John Cena had the balls to go and fight other young talent.
And that's my point. But my point at the same time is, John Cena, since he has came to the WWE 15 years ago, he has not left. He's been loyal. He's one of those few wrestlers where you could say, hey, he's been here since he started. Undertaker's another one of those guys where you sign with the WWE, and as long as you're with the WWE, you stay with the WWE. You don't jump to TNA. You don't jump to fucking ROH. You don't do all this other crap. Sorry, Lesnar, you did that. You go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and this pay-per-view, to me, on a scale of 1 to 10, I almost want to give it a 3.
10? No, I'm joking. Fucking tight Dillinger.
No, I'd smack you. You give it a 10. This is.
Oh, I'd give it a 5.
If
you're going out of 10, I'd give it a 5.
I'd give it
a half.
If
you're going best out of 5, then yeah, 3.
No, out of a 10, I'd give it a 3, just because the only match that really was wowed and awed me was the tag team match. Every other match was either average or just it was not worth the time of day. It really wasn't. It was disappointing, and an episode of NXT is usually better. Like, I got more entertainment value out of the 1 hour of NXT this past week than I did out of 3 hours from this pay-per-view. I got more entertainment value out of the Green Bay Packers Cincinnati game than I did out of this pay-per-view.
2 of 5, and as much as people hate to, and you, the whole I don't like Enzo Amore. 205 was more entertaining than this fucking pay-per-view. And they're cruiserweights. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
Minus, everybody's beef with Enzo. You have Rich Swann, TJ Perkins, Rich Gallahan, Jack Gallagher being a heel now, which is amusing. Brian Kendrick. It's like, what the heck?
But yeah, I mean, this was a very disappointing pay-per-view, and I just don't understand when you book such great matches and it turns out like this. Like, this isn't on the wrestlers, and I want to make that statement too. This has nothing to do with the wrestlers. This has to do with the dumbasses in creative, like Bucktooth McGee, Mr. Freaking,
whoever's creative of Raw.
It's Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon are in charge of Raw. And unfortunately, the two of them...
Here's a script.
Yeah.
Do what I say.
Pretty much. And Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon did a terrible job.
I lose to Roman Reigns. Got it. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, see, I can do it. See, I can do it.
Yeah.
Why don't you hire me?
Yeah, exactly. That's essentially the way I feel. It's like I could do this with the broken freaking neck. No.
So.
But yeah, I mean, it's just it's rhetorical. It's almost like WWE pay-per-views are a rhetorical question. Who's gonna win? Well, if you already can answer that question in your mind, then that's basically what's gonna happen. And that's why WWE pay-per-views, that's why people weren't paying for them anymore. Then they had to lower their price tier to $10. $9.99, if we remember that little catchphrase. That's why that happened. Because people weren't going to pay $50 friggin' dollars for these pay-per-views. They're not worth $50. So, especially crap like this.
And the funny thing is, even if it came to the point where I didn't have access to the WWE Network or any of that stuff, and you guys are charging $50, there's an app called Periscope. People will stream it for free. Oh.
Yeah, exactly my point. So don't sit there and flatter yourselves.
You should flatter yourself.
Huh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, again, I give this a 3. I really don't see this any better than a 3 out of 10. It was built to be a great pay-per-view, but the way it turned out was so disappointing.
Well, boo-boo. And that's the only reason why I give it a 5. Because of the matches that I predicted and the way that certain matches happen, I got them, some of them. But everything else went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah.
So.
Well, now that we're done ranting, I'm Gary Maloney. This is Ivan.
Listening.
Yeah. And we're here for Sacktown Slam. And I'll probably be back tomorrow night Tuesday morning at the earliest, with your Monday Night Raw review. So, this is Gary, this is Ivan, and we are out.
Too sweet.
Sweet.